Hello, YouTube and Instagram family. This is Manga Marie coming to you with another manga review. Today we're going to be talking about love, murder, and basketball. Let's take a look at this summary. As the son of one of the most infamous Yakuza bosses in Japan, Shioto Tanaka's life has been anything but average. Then he meets the most popular athlete in Japan, Goro Nakamura. Goro is used to putting on a show for the public, and since he comes from a family of wealth and notoriety, he's frequently in the limelight. Shioto, like many others, is captivated by his icy charisma. What Shioto isn't aware of is that Goro is also the infamous animosity serial killer of Japan. In what ways will Goro and Shioto's profound devotion to one another and their various ideologies impact their complex relationship and those around them? A thrilling game of cat and mouse, murder, and mystery. Okay, this is, just for the sake of this disclaimer, let's get this out here. This is for a mature audience. Please note all of the triggers. And they are also listed inside as well before you get into reading the first into the story, into the volume. So, okay, so we have Goro, this gentleman here, and in his arms is Shioto. When I first saw the cover, I initially thought, I did not think that this was a BL. And then I discovered that is indeed a BL. And so you have a master servant type of relationship, or should I say master dom submissive type of situation between these two. And his serial killing, and I'm just going to say spoiler just for those who, if you want to mute or skip or mute or however you, give you a little bit of insight. Goro is a Dexter type of serial killer. He's like an anti-hero type of serial killer. Um, he he's not he's yeah he's killing people, but they aren't good people. It initially kind of takes you into his world. The relationship between the two, forgive my I'm sorry. It's a nasty habit that I have to work on. And then I again. Anyway, this novel, this manga is in full color, and that's all. I really don't even want to open because it's really nothing I can show you here at a glance. I won't even attempt to open it. Did it come packaged? I don't think it even came packaged. I think it probably typically would. Maybe mine just didn't. Um, and I am again. This is a very, if you like killing stalking, if you like, I wouldn't even say cast heaven because I think this is way more graphic than that. But I will say that it makes sense, and the story isn't just about shock value. As you get towards the end, the story becomes more, you get to understand where people are and why they are what they are, as far as how they're living their lives. You get to get the picture of that in the first volume. So it was a very quick read for me, but you do get to, if you're patient, you get the first, second, maybe third chapters is like a lot of what you would typically see in this type of BL. But then as you get further on, you get the meat and potatoes of the story. So it's not a shock value type of manga. It has a storyline, and I think the storyline is going to be really good. I think that if you try reading this and this type of thing disturbs you, you won't get past the first couple of chapters. And then as it continues, though the storyline is very intriguing, is very raw, and is very uncut. So be advised. I will give this a second volume. As I was first reading it, I felt like the intimate scenes, if you will, if you will, were a little abrupt. I wasn't expecting to see that off the cuff. Usually there's a nice slow build up of circumstance. You know, like if you enjoy reading one, let's see, one that everybody like, Painter of the Night. Just a lot of there's usually a slow workup, and there's circumstances, like in Jinx, circumstances that leads to being in this relationship that is toxic but convenient. You don't get that initially. You just get bam, and it kind of takes you into it, which kind of was like, okay. But as you get into the story, you get the meat and potatoes of the story. You get the backdrop of the characters' lives and how they came to this point. And it's done very impactfully in a short amount of time. And enough to where, okay, I really want to know more about Hito. I want to know how this person met Goro and how they became entwined and became, what I feel, very needy of each other. It is a toxic relationship, but there's emotions involved that make it not just brutal. So I enjoyed it. I could, like I say, I consume this kind of BL manga, but it doesn't, I can get past, or not say even get past, I can handle reading it if it's a great storyline as well, and that it leads to something more humane as far as just who the characters are, what they've been through, and how they're coping with it, and whether, and not judging it, not judging any of it, just taking it in. And so I thought it was well written. The art is very beautiful. The color pages are extremely beautiful. It was a little different reading a full colored manga. It's always different to adjust from reading the black and white manga. But this was really good. I recommend it only to people that are all open to consuming this type of story. It has all the triggers you can imagine. All the triggers. So if you are not that kind of reader, don't even pick this up. But it is a well written story, beautiful art, and I can't wait to get the next volume. So with that said, I definitely want to give this a 4 stars, only because in the beginning the intimate scenes were very abrupt, and I was like, really, no build up, just right in there. So I like a build up. So with that being, but outside of that, it was great, and I definitely highly recommend it to people who have a palate. This is for this type of stuff. This is definitely a required taste. If you read things like Killing Stalking and enjoy that, you will enjoy this. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and peace.